Are you still buying gas, groceries, and fast food without getting cash back? Why are you doing that? You could be getting cash back on all of these things. And not like, here's some credits to use at this store again and some points. This is cash. This is money on your phone that you can then deposit straight into your PayPal and then put that into your bank account. Over the last 2 years, I have earned $299.39 on Upside. Now, they have cash back offers at all kinds of places. Circle K, Lion's Choice, local random restaurants, Papa Murphy's, Phillips 66, Huck's, all kinds of places now. You can get cash back just for shopping there. All you have to do is give them the last 4 digits of your card, and then they just make sure that you use those same cards at these places and give you cash back on the app. When you go to get the app, use the invite code Janice3538. That's JANICE 3538 to get an automatic 15 cents back per gallon on your first transaction using the app. This year, I'm using the money that we save up for Christmas. It's May, and I've only used it a couple of times on things other than gas, and I already have almost $60 saved up for Christmas for the kids this year. I'm hoping to have about $200 saved up, which doesn't sound far-fetched, especially because now they're offering it at over 50 different local restaurants and 50 different nationwide companies. So like I said, get the app, Upside. That's UPSIDE, and use the invite code Janice3538 to get 15 cents per gallon back on your first transaction. Upside doesn't share any of your personal information with your referral network, so you don't have to worry about like your friends who you refer to the app knowing everything you do and everywhere you shop. Same with people who you are referred from, so don't worry. No one's going to know all the things that you buy.
You dumb fucking bitch!
Bitch.
Bitch!
You bitch! The nigger bitch!
Heinous bitch is the
Fucking bitch.
Bitch?
You're a bitch!
The bitch.
Hi, yes, hello, it's me. I'm here again with Hi Bitch, Bye Bitch. It's a podcast where a bitch gets high most of the time. This week's going to be a little bit different. This week we're talking about the top 10 Bob's Burgers fan theories, and my small bestie is going to be with me in a little bit. She's not here right now. I'm going to go and get her in a little bit. But Audrey's going to sit and talk with me about Bob's Burgers. It's going to be great. So we're going to sesh, but it'll be fast and it'll be carts, okay? But anyway, so the interesting thing that happened this week was that we had sports. We had lots of sports. There's sports everywhere because Hayden's playing baseball. Audrey's playing softball. Logan just let us know that he wants to do football camp this summer, and he wants to play football his senior year of high school. He's like, I got bored. I said, okay, whatever. So when we were at we were at Hayden's baseball game, and one of the boys on his team, his little sister plays softball with Audrey, and this little girl, she's the wildest child I've ever met in my life. And I've met a lot of children, a lot of wild children. This girl is crazy, and she's so precocious. Like she talks about things and she has no idea what she's talking about, but she thinks she does, and so she thinks she sounds smart. But then at the same time, she acts just like a 7-year-old that she's 7. And she had a ring pop. And at one point, she's in my face for 5 minutes going, I got a wiener. I got a wiener. Like screaming it in my face for 5 minutes. And she's running over to Ira and screaming it in his face. And I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. Her mom looks like she's about to rip her face off. I was like, oops. Like, oops. Yeah. But, I mean, not really anything else too interesting. There's just so many sports this week. I didn't clean. I was supposed to clean my grandparents' house, but I ended up not cleaning because they went to the Blues game this past week, and normally they park in this one parking lot, like right outside the front entrance because they're in their 80s. and they couldn't get a parking spot this time, so they had to park in this one parking lot down by this restaurant, and then take a shuttle from the restaurant to a block away from the hockey rink. And they had to walk a block. And for my grandparents who are in their 80s, a block is a long way. So the next day when I called my grandma, she just sounded exhausted. And I was like, Grandma, I'm not going to worry about coming over to clean this week. Just don't even worry about it. Because it's not like, hi, this is Future Janice. I'm going to add a timestamp in here, like a chapter marker, so that you can skip forward, because the next 7 minutes is just me talking about both sets of my grandparents. But I kind of want to leave it in because just so people who don't know, because most of my friends already know about this and most people on TikTok, but it just gives a lot of backstory into who I am as a fucking person and why I'm so fucked up. Yeah. So sorry. I need the money, and it's not like they need the house cleaned. It's a mutually beneficial thing. My grandparents don't like other people coming into their house, and my grandma can't do things like vacuum or mop the floor and stuff like that. It's really hard for her, and she's very clumsy, the most clumsy person on the planet. She's broken. These are not actual, like, technical things. This is just what I remember her breaking things, like her having casts on these specific parts of her body. I know she's broken her hip. Like, that's for sure, 100%. I remember this because she was at JCPenney's with my cousin shopping, and he was in the way, and she tripped over his foot, and then the shoes that she was wearing, that was the last day she ever wore open-backed shoes. She's not allowed to wear them. My aunt came over to her house and took them all and threw them away. But she tripped and broke her hip. She's broken her shoulder, her wrist, I'm pretty sure one of her knees. Like, she just fucking falls and breaks things. And we're like, no, Grandma, you're going to live to be 100, so you have to stop this right now. So I didn't want them. They have a stair lift and everything at their house because they still live in a 2-story, because back in like 2010, I think it was, maybe a little bit after. I just know I was graduated. They had decided to sell their house. Well, it was when the market was down, so it was really hard. So like right now, if they wanted to, they could sell the fuck out of that house. We all want them to. We want them to move into a smaller place. Like, if they moved into a smaller place, it would just be better. But like, my grandparents, instead of when they couldn't sell their house, they decided to renovate. So they remodeled and brought the laundry up from the basement into what was the dining room. And then they put a wall in where it used to be the dining room. And, you know, like the don't go into that room, there's white carpet and white furniture room. I can never remember. I think it's the family room, because I know that the term family room comes from when we used to have funerals inside houses. Like, when people would die, you wouldn't take them to a funeral home and have the funeral there. You would show the body in the house. And the family room was the place where the family would stay while the body was being shown, so that, you know, nobody else would mess with the body. Only the family stayed in there. And then the living room was where the living people were. So, but I can never remember. So I'm going to say that's the family room, because we weren't allowed to go in there. There was white furniture and like breakable shit and like family heirlooms and stuff like that, which, hilariously, most of the family heirlooms are just gone now. I don't know what my grandma did with them. And I'm pissed because she had this one picture of a tree on her wall that I was obsessed with, and it's just gone. It's just gone. I talk about it a lot. She's like, Janny. I'm like, Grandma, I don't care. I might have been like 21 or something, but you should have asked me if I wanted that. She always is like, Janny, and she knows I'm giving her shit. Because if you didn't know, I'm named after my grandma. I'm named Janice after my grandma. And it's not in the way that you think. You're like, oh, no, I was not named sweetly. I was not named like, oh, we love her, we're going to name our daughter after her. No. My grandparents hated my dad. Like, my grandparents did not want my mom to be with my dad. They did not want my mom to have a baby with my dad. They didn't want her to be with my dad. So, to suck up to my grandparents, my dad decided to name me Janice after my grandma, which did not work when you're a crackhead and you go back to doing crack. Like, just because you name your child after them doesn't mean it's going to, like, erase the fact that you just decided to also leave your family and go do crack again. Like, those two things do not equal each other. But I love it because I love my grandma. She's my only grandma now. My other grandma was my crazy grandma. So if you hear me talk, grandma that's still alive is just grandma. She's just grandma. She's always been just grandma. Except when I was little, she's always been mama, but I stopped calling her that because my kids got confused because my mom is mama. So, but my grandma was mama growing up. Mama and papa. Those were my grandparent names for them. And then my other grandparents were just grandma and grandpa, but I called them by their names, but they don't get to have names on here. Fuck them. I pay for this. We're going to talk about, hey, we spend our money. We always spend our money on you. Well, I spend my money on this so I can say whatever the fuck I want. So fuck you. Seriously, I fucking can't stand that man. Oh, that's what happened. That's what happened. Oh, I forgot. I could have told you guys all last week, but I think I went into shock and completely forgot. So, I can't say my real feelings about this just in case. But anyway, my sister hosted Easter, and crazy grandpa was invited. And she told me, like, while we were there, and it was just me and husband. We didn't have the kids for Easter. So then my mom's, my uncle, and my cousins, like, everybody got there, and then he pulled in. So then we had to leave because if you've ever wanted to see me act like a small child, just bring him around because I turn into like a little kid with a belt in their face being threatened to be spanked because the last time I saw him, he called me a fucking cunt and told me that I was an ungrateful piece of shit and that I need to learn my place. So this was when he used to stalk me. He would follow me. He would wait outside in the parking lots, in the dark fucking unlit parking lots after I got off of work and then harass me as I was getting into my car to go home. And then when I would go and visit him and my grandma, instead of like spending time with me and asking me about my life and how I'm doing and what's going on in my life, they would sit there and say, it's been exactly since you've been over. They would spend an hour telling me how long it had been since the last time I'd come over so that I would wait longer and longer. And finally, I just stopped going over there because it was that plus the fact that like my grandma, her mind was starting to go and I just couldn't. And I don't care if people call me selfish. My grandma had Munchausen by proxy, which is now called factitious disorder imposed upon another, but I still call it Munchausen by proxy because the other one's a lot to say. Until they give me a better short acronym or some shit that people recognize. So sorry, Hayden came upstairs. I need to stop ranting anyway. I just realized I've been ranting for 10 fucking minutes. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go back and add a little thing. Hold on. All right, I went back and added a future Janus thing. Okay, now on to the fucking music feature. This week it's Gina Fritz with the song Remedy. It's beautiful. It's pop punky, raw. It gives like Paramore vibes, big Paramore vibes. So I will link Gina's TikTok, YouTube, and Spotify because on YouTube she's got some fucking full-length music videos that are really fucking dope. I'm actually not doing a small business this week because I'm sorry, I made a video asking for them, and people tagged some people, and now I can't find that video or those tags or anything having to do with what I asked. So I suck. I don't know what happened. So instead of like a small business feature, I'm actually going to feature this page that I follow on, Facebook, and I'm going to go follow her on, she has a YouTube and an Instagram. It's Learn ASL with Debbie. She's been deaf since she was 6 years old. I just really wanted to amplify her because she makes videos teaching signs, but not just like, oh, here's the sign of the day. She does like, here's signs for going to the pharmacy. Here are signs for going out to eat. Here are signs for when you're at the doctor. She does them very specific And I really like that a lot. It gives a lot of context, and I'm really big on only learning ASL either through an actual class or from deaf, hard of hearing, or CODA people. We don't learn from random fucking people unless they have an ASL interpreter certification and have gone through the 3+ years of training and everything, because that's something that I've always wanted to do. But then after realizing that my hands don't have as much dexterity as I need, and they would probably make my hands worse because of my carpal tunnel and everything. So instead now I just try to learn as much as I can, through life. But I will link all of Debbie's stuff in the show notes, just like everybody else. So ready? Cheers. All right, now I gotta get Audrey. So hold on, I gotta call her. I'm going to get the other chair really quick, so hold on, so that she has somewhere to sit. Okay, now Audrey's here with me. Say hi, Audrey.
Hi.
And we're going to talk about Bob's Burgers. Okay, ready? Do you know what sober means, Audrey?
No.
You know what drunk means?
Yes.
Okay, all right, so that's easy. Okay. So our first theory is that Bob is the only sober person, so it means that he's the only person who's not drunk in the whole town. Listen. The residents of Seymour's Bay, the place where the Belchers family calls home, are a quirky crew, to put it mildly. As a group, they love to sing, dance, make weird noises, and crack jokes that don't always land. Amidst all the chaos, there's the Belcher family patriarch Bob, who's much more subdued. Or is he just not drunk like everybody else?
I don't know.
You don't know? But it would be funny if everybody else in the whole town was drunk all the time. Because think about it. Think of how crazy the mayor is. Think about Fish. How him and his brother, remember what they do on his birthday? Didn't they have a giant hide and seek? Yeah. Oh, this one's cool. That they're all stuck in time because of a painting. Let's see. It's like, because none of them age, just like in all the other cartoons.
Like Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah, like Phineas and Ferb. Here, I'm going to turn you this way so that you can, there you go. That Louise has been stuck in time since the indecent Thanksgiving proposal. Oh, that's when they go and pretend to be the family at Mr. Fishoder's house. Remember how they go and pretend to be his family? You don't remember that one? Louise makes a joke about, now this portrait will grow old for me and I'll stay 9 forever. It's just a joke, but people are saying that could totally be true. Ginger doesn't exist. They're saying that Ginger, remember Ginger, who's Linda's best friend? Yeah. She said she's always name-dropping Ginger. Sometimes she's on the phone with her or planning ladies' nights, but we never actually see or hear Ginger. But then Ginger does. Yeah, we have seen Ginger. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was in Sliding Bob's and Clear and Present Ginger. So Audrey, this is actually how people think the show started. So you remember in the first episode how they go around telling everybody that they make their burgers out of people? That's how the show started. Was Louise went around telling everybody that they were cannibals and that they actually eat people in their burgers. Wow. Do you think that they would sell a lot of burgers?
No.
No? Why not?
Because that's cannibalism.
And is it frowned upon in many societies?
Yes. Very frowned.
Do you remember who says that? Who says that's cannibalism, dear children, and that's frowned upon in most societies? Do you remember? We just watched it a little while ago. He's got a purple hat.
Oh, Willy Wonka.
Good job. Good job. Jimmy Pesto is just jealous. Now, see, I totally believe that because Jimmy Pesto is just jealous of Bob and the family. Because you know how Jimmy Pesto and his wife, I guess, aren't together because you never see them. Yeah, he's going through a divorce. It always seems like he's going through a divorce. So people think that he's just jealous of Bob. Do you think he's jealous of Bob? Yeah. I like the episode where Jimmy Pesto gets hurt and Bob has to come over and help him.
Oh, yeah, and then he goes on that turning thingy.
And he gets stuck upside down.
Yeah.
That's the best. Oh my gosh. Linda is a genius. I think so.
Yes.
Yes.
When she thinks, do you remember that episode where she thinks she's sidekick?
Oh my gosh. Yes, because I was thinking about that the other day. There was actually a criminal case recently, like a real in life criminal case that I heard about, where this lady got hurt and she sued the city because it made her lose her psychic abilities, and the police actually went and helped her in court because she'd helped them solve cases before, like how Linda was trying to solve cases. All the whimsy is a smokescreen for a sharp business mind. So they say that it's Linda, not Bob, who is handling all the financial problems, which is true because remember, I don't know, you probably don't remember this episode, but there's an episode where they have to pay money so that, I think it's the one so that I can't remember which one it is, but they keep having to pay off all their bills in different ways. And she's like, no, don't pay that one. We have to pay this person with this person. If that check bounces, then we can pay this person instead. So I think so. Bob talks to remember how he talks to all the inanimate objects? Yeah.
And he makes them talk back to him.
Yes. They're saying it's because he got hurt when he was little, like he might have hit his head.
Oh.
Alan, a boy band, Boys for Now, is frequently switched. In episode 6, The Haunting, Linda's post-its. She posted her theory about one of the members of Boy for Now, Tina and Louise's boy band. They switch Alan sometimes. Someone checked the tapes and she could be right. I think that would be good because I think he's the oldest one. He's the one who's like 30. Because in Boys for Now, he's the one who's like the old man basically in Boys for Now, their singing group. Remember the Bobo? Or Boo Boo? Not Bobo. Boo Boo?
No.
He's the singer. Remember, okay, so Boo Boo's the littlest one in Boys for Now. And then they get rid of him and he goes solo. So then there's the fan club in the town that Louise used to be a part of. Or no, Tina used to be a part of it. And now they went against it and Tina, Louise, and Jean made their Boo Boo fan club. And the other fan club won the contest. They went to the amusement park. They went down to Wonder Wharf, ate all the hot dogs, the chili dogs, and then rode the roller coaster with Boo Boo, and they were going to puke on him. Yeah. I remember that one. This one says Jean has autism, but I think every person on the show has autism, so we're not even going to read that one. I think that's you wouldn't understand, Audrey, about like autism coding and everything in TV shows and stuff, but that's a really popular online theory, is that all of the characters on Bob's Burgers are autistic, and I agree with that. Then this one says, Mr. Fishoder is a god. What?
No.
Mr. Fishoder's wealth makes him clueless, omnipresent, and a little eccentric. But what if that has nothing to do with money and everything to do with being a god? What? They're saying that Mr. Fishoder and potentially Felix, too, are a god among the mortals of Seymour's Bay, roaming the town at odd hours because he doesn't need to sleep and struggling to understand basic human concerns because he simply doesn't have them. I mean, that totally makes sense, though, because... Oh, and his missing eye.
Oh.
Yeah, because, like, he doesn't have an eye, but he'll come over, and, like, they were redoing something, and he's like, what is this, a poor person thing? Like, he doesn't understand normal people's stuff. Because, well, also, he's dumb. Like, he's just also dumb. But, I mean... hold on. Let's see. Oh, here's one that they're dead.
Oh.
Yeah. The popular but bleak fan theory says that the show follows Bob trying to cope with the death of his family after a series of accidents. That's all the opening credits. You know, when all of the crazy stuff is happening in the front of the store. You know, like the rats, the fire, the flood. They're saying that all of those things killed the members of the Belcher family and that this show, it's just Bob talking to himself. Right? They say that Linda died first, and that's when Bob opened the restaurant next to Mort's funeral home. Louise dies in a fire. Jean dies from an infected rat bite. And Tina dies by an electrocution when the telephone pole falls into the restaurant. So they're saying that the show is basically just Bob talking to himself.
But what about, like, the flood thing, where there's a hole?
But that's in the movie.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't
Then
know.
it gets added to the show at the front. Yeah.
So, you know how, I don't know if you know the show Archer, because we watch it, we all watch it. Bob is the same guy as voices Archer. So this one says that Bob died and Linda married Archer. Right. I know. Right. That seems a little weird. This one, oh, yep, that they do use human meat. We already know that one. Cannibalism. This one says Tina is transgender. There's an unaired pilot episode, but a character named Daniel is in it and not Tina. They're saying that means that Tina might be a transgender woman who changed her name after coming out as trans after the unaired plot. Aw, that would be cool.
Yeah.
They say that Gene is gender fluid or transgender. I think Gene's gender fluid. He does whatever he's want. We already know that one. Louise wears her hat to hide her similarities to Linda. Oh.
No. Because. No.
Why not?
Because.
Well, listen to this. Louise has proved that throughout the show, she is more connected to Bob as a parent, where her siblings, particularly Jean, tend to gravitate towards Linda. Louise and Linda at times have a strained relationship, and Linda has to try a lot harder to bond with Louise than her other two children. Fan theory claims that Louise always wears her bunny ear hat, which she's never been seen without, to hide the fact that she looks just like her mom. Maybe she doesn't want to be like her mom, so that's why she wears the hat. But we already know why she wears the hat. We learned that in the newer episode, that it's because Bob's mom used to wear hats all the time.
Yeah. That's why I was saying no.
Ready for this one? Bob's Burgers exist in Homer Simpson's imagination. Right? This theory claims that the entirety of Bob's Burgers only exists in The Simpsons within Homer Simpson's imagination. The Simpsons had a crossover episode with Family Guy and Bob's Burgers after an episode where Homer fell into a coma. Some fans claim that Homer never woke up from the coma, and this episode and the shows only exist in Homer's imagination. Wouldn't that be weird, though? If the whole thing was just Homer Simpson in a coma?
That would. Yeah.
We already know that Jimmy Pesto is jealous of Bob. Zeke is gay. I think that.
Yeah.
I've always said that. I think Zeke's bisexual because remember there's a couple episodes where he's like, hey, Tina, looking good, girl. Like, he's always out there giving everybody compliments. So I think that Zeke is pansexual, honestly. Not gay. That means, pansexual means he likes everybody. He doesn't care who they are or what they are. He just knows that he likes them. Let's see. So we'll do a couple more, Audrey, and then we'll be done. Jealous. This one says it's based on New Bedford, Massachusetts. We just read that one. That. Okay. Man, they're giving us all the same ones. Skip ad. Do you see this?
Yes.
Okay.
I see it.
All right. Go away. I think that's, yes. Okay, you won't understand this, Audrey, but I think this is cool. That Tina Belcher and Enid Coleslaw from Ghost World are the same person. If you've seen Ghost World, just send me an email and let me know what you think, please.
I've seen Ghost House.
Definitely not the same thing. Definitely not the same thing.
Oh.
Louise actually died in the fire. That's like we just read about that one. We read that one. We get that one.
Oh.
We got that one. Oh, well, we've read. Let's see. Is there any other good ones? Any Bob's Burgers fan theories? Here, we'll go to Reddit real quick. Continue. There's the one where they think that. Oh, there was one. People are saying that Jimmy Pesto's wife is dead.
Did
Which
we ever see his wife?
I don't think we ever did see his wife.
No.
I mean,
I think we only saw her in one episode.
I don't even remember seeing her. I just know we hear about her. Like,
Yeah.
I would imagine it's weird because when Jimmy Pesto gets hurt, wouldn't you imagine, even if it's his ex-wife or whatever, she would come over and help him?
Yeah. So I think she's dead. But we saw her in an earlier episode and then she died. Maybe.
That might be it. Let's see. I want to see what this one says. Single thread comment. every time Bob tries to say the name of the restaurant on TV or something, he gets cut off. Doesn't he scream it out in the episode with the baseball mascot race? He screams out Bob's Burgers a few times. I mean, he gets interrupted, but he finished the line. He keeps screaming it because Gene forgot the name of the restaurant. Do you remember that?
No.
Oh my gosh. So Gene is in the mascot race at the baseball game.
Oh, yeah.
And then they ask him, where are you from? He's like, and he can't remember. And Bob's in the stands going, Bob's Burgers! Bob's Burgers! And he's like crying. Oh, it's so funny.
I remember.
Yeah, but nobody can hear Bob. Oh, it's so funny. Yeah, a lot of people think that there's something under Louise's hat and she keeps it on for a reason. But this was 10 years ago that people were saying this. Uh-huh.
Wow.
Oh, some people are saying that Archer is just a cover for Bob. That Bob is just a cover for Archer. Like the show Archer. That Bob is just like an undercover person that he's playing.
What's Archer again?
Archer's the show with the secret agent guy. You really haven't watched it because it's super inappropriate.
Yeah.
You know what it is because we've watched it, but you don't watch it because it's super.
The boys have watched it.
The boys have watched it, yes.
Yeah, I see it a lot. Them watching it.
Yeah, I know, right? It's really funny because these are all from 10 years ago. So this is like people who have not, who had not seen the new episodes yet. This is 10 years ago. People are making assumptions about the show. And some of them are really funny because it's like, I think they're going to delve deeper into Bob's childhood with his father. And
I remember the Christmas episode where we see Bob's dad.
yeah, we get to learn about why he opened his restaurant. Remember, he makes the, baby, you can chive my car.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And then then they can only spend 15 minutes with each other.
Right?
And then they bond together.
They do. And then, then we see more of him.
Yes.
We do get to see
More.
Yeah, some people are saying that Louise's hat is the devil horns because she's Satan. I like that one. Yeah, because she's dope. Yeah, same. I love the Fortnite episode. Okay, that's pretty much all of them. No, not like the Fortnite episode. It's like where they're, remember? Where,
they're in a fort
because-
at night.
What's her name? Millie.
Oh yeah, Millie trapped them in like that cardboard thing. Yeah.
The cardboard fort.
And then she drops spiders into it.
Yes. And then, what's his name? Hold on. Oh, I can't remember his name for some reason. Him. Remember he makes the deal with her?
Oh yeah, to see what they're doing.
Yeah, and then try to sneak out.
Uh-huh.
And then Millie pretends to be helping Bob and Linda and is like, "Come on. I'm Louise's best friend." And they're like, "Okay."
And then this episode,
You remember what it's about?
when they're younger and they first meet.
That's all the kids' theories about how if Bob didn't have a mustache, him and Linda wouldn't be together.
Yeah.
That's what they're basically saying.
Yeah.
Do you remember that one where
No.
that's Linda's birthday and they want her to get out of the house so they can make a surprise for her, but she locks her keys in the car and leaves her purse in the car. Then she can't get anything that she needs from the store. And so then she tries to get home, but gets on a bus going the opposite direction and ends up out on the other side of the island and has to walk home. She rips her pants and has to put a bag over her like a diaper. And then it's like, so then by the time she gets home, they're like, "Oh my gosh, we're so sorry." She's like, "No, I like it. Every year on my birthday now, I want you guys to drop me off in a random place and I'm going to try to make my way home." That's what she wants to do for her birthday.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Oh, this is the one where they start doing the Wagstaff news.
Oh.
And remember, somebody's taking poops in the middle of the hallway and like everywhere. And they Tina wants to report on the story. So then,
Is that an invisible cloak?
what? Oh, no, it's like she's doing green screen.
Oh. Does
So
she have
then-
like green stuff on?
She accidentally has a green suit on because it's Tina. And so...
Tina.
Yeah, right, it's Tina. So then, that's when Tammy accuses her of making up the story and doing it herself to get attention so that she'll have something to report on. Oh my gosh, that's the one when... Yes, right? That's the one when they have the baby in the restaurant.
Yeah.
And that's when Sidecar is born.
Yeah.
Yes.
The chicken episode.
That's it's the crazy turkeys. When
Oh,
they try
yeah.
to do the turkey pardon. And they do the running of the turkeys. And that's when the kids all get stuck on the spinning ride, and Linda has her tiny water bottles, and she has to throw the tiny water bottles to try to hit the button.
Oh, yeah.
And it does not work. And it's so funny because I think at one point she just keeps throwing it so bad that I can't remember. I think his name is Mickey. She's like, finally, Mickey's like, why don't you go ahead and let somebody else try? And then she throws it again and misses. And he's like, okay, never mind. Or not. Yeah, that's right, babe. And then, that's the one when they find out that
Oh,
The-
yeah.
Tina's Girl Scout troop is stealing cookie leads. Yep. So then she goes in as a spy. And if you
And
could...
then Louise goes into the other group. And is it 205?
I don't remember. That's good for you, girl.
I think.
It's just funny because Tina's the worst spy you could ever choose. Louise is the funniest spy you could ever choose.
And then Jean is...
This is the episode where Linda dyes her hair blonde.
Oh,
She's like, you
yeah!
gotta call me Mom.
And then she becomes dumb.
Yes, and she's like, I really think it is making me be dumb. And then,
Because Bob finds 3 pieces of cheese in the register. And all that stuff.
oh my gosh, that's the episode where Bob keeps putting the turkey in the toilet.
What?
Have you not seen that one? And remember, Gail kisses Mort, and so they have everybody over for Thanksgiving, and Bob buys the turkey super early, like he always does, because he loves Thanksgiving. It's his favorite holiday. So then when he goes to bed every night, he is having these weird dreams about Tina as a baby and potty training Tina as a baby because Tina is about to be a teenager. And he's like, oh, I don't want her to be a teenager. So when he sleepwalks every night, he's putting the turkey in the toilet because he thinks turkey is Tina. And so then he has to keep going back to the store. But the guy at the store thinks that Bob is hitting on him and thinks that Bob is wanting his phone number. And so then, yeah, I know you look confused. It's funny. She looks so confused, guys. She doesn't know what hitting on means. It means he's like trying to flirt with Bob.
What it does. I know what
Oh,
it
are you
means.
confused as to why he's doing that?
Yeah.
Because the guy at the place doesn't understand what Bob's doing with these turkeys, and he thinks he's lying to just come back and hang out with the turkey guy. So, is that when we get it's? Hold on, we get one of the Thanksgiving songs this year, but I can't remember which Thanksgiving song it is. I think it's the Gravy Train one. I think this is the year that we get the Gravy Train song. Oh my gosh, the sandwich. The sandwich. When she thinks that she's a witch, remember, and she puts all the curses on everybody, but the crossing guard is actually a witch, and she puts that curse on her. And then
Fluey, I remember that.
That's one of my favorite episodes, when Coochie Kobe gets messed up.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love that one. Yeah, that's definitely the one where they screw up Coochie Kobe, and then they have to go and this is when we find out that Teddy's a super nerd and like knows all these things about anime and stuff like that. Yes, the sexy dance healing.
Oh, I know this
Yes, we go to Yaro's studio, and we get to learn his freaking weird, sexy dance healing. And then remember, Bob gets hurt because he slips on all the oil that's outside of his studio because all of the students are... Oh, no, it's the sweat from everybody. Remember, it smells really gross? Yeah, right? That's when he learned how to dance heal.
I remember this.
The garden one.
And doesn't he talk to all the plants?
Oh, yeah. And then he cares more about the plants than he does the kids. And he literally, at one point, something was going to happen to one of the kids or the plants. And he was like, I don't care. I just want to save my plants. And the kids all looked at him like, really? You're going to save the garden over us? And he's like, oh, you know what? I just realized this is bad. So that fixed it. That's when Bob learns how to dance. And we get the greatest impersonation. So, Audrey... This lady, hold on, I need you to see, hold on, guys, we're going to expose Audrey to, we need to find it first. We need to find the learn to hip-hop dance. Yes. Where is it at? We got to find this. I can't remember what her name is. We're going to have to go to YouTube for this, people. Please hold, everybody. This is now just me and Audrey hanging out talking about Bob's Burgers. Learn to hip-hop dance. Where is it? There it is. This is what this whole episode where Bob learns to dance is based on, Audrey.
Does he watch
Look
that
at my feet.
video?
My feet are straight ahead. You don't want to do that. You want to turn your feet out. I'm going to do this backwards. And that's what makes it look like hip hop. What this is with hip hop is everything's down low. It all is in a plie. I think the first thing that you need to know about hip hop.
No, don't read that. Those are just ads. Okay, so hold on.
Growing up, my posture was really bad.
Bob.
My mom used to tell me all the time, stand up straight, stand up straight. Well, you know what? I was
Burgers.
Hip hop is this.
Dance.
1, 2, 3, 4, hit. And
Okay.
Welcome to hip hop dance class with Shelly. See the way I'm walking with one of my arms lower than the other and my foot dragging? Well, that's hip hop.
Oh my god. Oh, that's hip hop.
The other day I was in the grocery store buying some light
I
bulbs and
love
ice cream,
Teddy.
and I could tell the cashier didn't like my baggy pants. But I didn't care, because that's hip-hop.
Teddy, we need to get out of here. Are you kidding me? This is the coolest thing I've ever been a part of.
Oh, I see we have
Teddy
some new
is so
students in class.
Into it.
Some.
And Bob is
I
so...
bet you normally sit on a chair the front way, like everyone else. But not in this class. In this class...
But that episode was based on that real video because it was so cringy. Topsy, the episode where we learn about the elephant.
I thought she had a laughing gas thing on.
Yep, that's what she's doing. She's at the dentist. When they go caroling.
Oh my gosh.
And they want to get that's when they have the gingerbread house decorating contest and Bob has to go and compete with all the weird old rich guys. Remember, they all have guns and they're all going to shoot each other?
Yeah, and they all get in like a huge fight and stuff.
Yes. The one where they do the fake haunted house and scare Louise so bad.
Oh, yeah. And she says she never gets scared. Mm-hmm. And then she finally gets scared.
The Equestronauts episode.
Yeah, and then Tina gives away the rare one.
Yeah, not realizing that she's rare.
Yeah.
And then we find out that the grown men...
outside toilet.
Oh, my God.
I don't remember this one, but it sounds fun.
Hold on, let me see. That's the one where Gene finds the smart toilet in the forest. The toilet that talks to him and like warms the seat and sings him songs and tells him jokes. Have you not seen that one?
No.
Oh. That's where Bob gets his butt glued when they're remember they're gooping each other. That's the where they're putting all the weird substances like on the phone and the cash register on different things. And So Louise decides that she's going to goop Gene by putting glue on the toilet seat for when he goes to the bathroom every day. And instead, Bob goes in there. And that's when he's going to have this super fancy interview with this magazine. And instead, he's glued to a toilet seat. Yep.
Oh, no.
But it's the new fancy toilet that Felix had installed when Felix had done the remodel on the restaurant. The Bleakening. Everybody says that this is their favorite one. It's the one where all of the Christmas decorations start to go missing. And so Tina, Jean, and Louise think that it's the Bleakin. It's this Christmas monster. But it's actually all those ravers stealing the decorations so they can have the underground Christmas rave. Do you remember it?
No.
Okay, hold on. Let's see. The Bleakening. Because there's this really great song. Yep. We're all lights. All right. It's We're All Lights. Pop's Burgers. There it is. Oh, after the ad. Here, everybody. Hear an ad for Papa John's on here.
It's only $6.99.
Yeah.
$7.
Oh, and for Pampers, because, we all...
Pampers Cruisers. Oh, okay. I was not expecting that.
You don't remember this episode? No? Here, let's see.
They twinkle. They twinkle. Wow!
That was Audrey's version of Twinkly Lights. They twinkle. But that's all of them. Well, we've been talking for like 30 minutes now, Audrey.
When we saw that Christmas caroling one, I was thinking of the Halloween episode where Louise doesn't get the candy that one year, and then the people promise to give her extra. I was just thinking of that one.
The one where they pretend to be go as a horse so that they can steal all the candy.
Yeah, and then that final year, they go as that horse, and they make like that flap.
Uh-huh.
And don't they forget the costume and like that? Don't they go into the the hotel and forget the costume in there?
They go to do the delivery, and then they find out that old lady is trying to summon her dead husband.
Yeah.
Because she thinks that he cheated on her, but when in actuality he had an allergy and died, and so she kept trying to summon her dead love, and they keep putting it off, and Bob and Linda were finishing the costume, and we're gonna go. Remember, Bob and Linda pretend to be them and go in the costume, and the neighbors are like, "Is that you, Bob and Linda?" And they're like, "No, it's not us." And they're like, "Yeah, it is." And then Bob's like, "No, it's not." And then all the neighbors think they're weirdos because they're going around pretending to be their kids. Yeah.
Whole story. That's right. I think we're done. You want to say bye, Audrey? Bye.
All right, you can go. All right, that was that with Audrey. You're hungry? Okay, well, get something. Yeah, we can make some ramen. Let me finish doing this since I'm still recording, Audrey. Okay. I already started doing the prep for the Peter Pan analysis. I started listening to the audiobook of the original screenplay. I'm going to take notes on it. It's going to be so very detailed. I'm trying to decide which way I'm going to attack it, if I'm going to go column by column and talk about each subject and the way all the different productions interpreted it, or talk about each production and the way that they interpreted each one of my subjects. So I just got to figure it out. I'll look at how much information is in each one of the subjects for each one, and then, go from there. What I really think is going to be more of is with listening to the audiobook, I'm going into a lot of detail about how J.M. Barrie himself in the original screenplay interpreted a lot of these things. And then in the later works that I'll be listening and watching and all those other things, I'm probably going to go more into the visual, how they took what he wrote and then how they visually interpreted that. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. I know a couple of people are really excited for that. There are now 10 works that I'm having to go through. I'm only doing, except for Hook. Hook's the only different one. Everything else is going to be a pure, like play or movie or TV production, or they're all going to be just the pure retelling of the same story, except for Hook. And that's because I can do whatever I want, and it is my favorite, and I can do whatever I want. I pay for the streaming and all of that for here. So, I will include clips that might be a 2-part season finale. I might do 5 and 5, just because it is going to be so in depth. And like I said, I want to have clips ready for everything. I want to be able to, instead of just talking about it, I want to be able to play some clips from stuff, kind of like I did last week with the shows. But with this, I want to be able to be like, okay, remember this scene, this, and then play it, and then be like, okay, well, they also did this, they added these songs, whatever. Yeah, so that's this week's episode. You can find me on all my socials. You can also find me at my website, which I will link in the show notes. You can contact me via email at hb3pod@gmail.com. If you like what you're hearing, please follow or subscribe and rate or review on whichever streaming platform you're listening on. It helps a lot. Also, my show isn't sponsored by anyone, but I do have affiliates and would love if you check them out. All proceeds gained through affiliates is put right back into producing and editing the show, as well as paying for web hosting fees. Once again, please send me anybody whose small business you want me to feature, because that's really hard. The music ones aren't that hard, because as I'm just scrolling through, fucking TikTok throughout the week, I just put them on my favorites, and then I go back and yeah. So, please and thank you. I love you. Thank you. Bye.
You dumb fucking bitch.
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 You bitch! The mega bitch!
Heinous bitch is the
Fucking bitch.
Bitch?
You're a bitch!
The bitch.
If you've ever thought about making your own podcast, I highly recommend using Buzzsprout. You can find a link in the show notes. And once you're there, they kind of explain everything for you. And it's really pretty cheap, honestly. They give you all kinds of tips and tools on how to increase listeners, how to promote your show, and on monetization. If you have any other questions, they are super responsive. They get back to you within a day, if not like an hour. I use Buzzsprout, and it gives me the ability to host my podcast on basically every single podcast hosting site and app. It's great. I love them. So I'm going to continue to use them. And if you're interested, you should definitely look into them. Like I said, there's a link in the show notes.